Sven.
Look there. New buds. The arbor heart is recovered. And as she and I are as one, I feel renewed myself. You saved her. I will never forget this debt of gratitude as long as I live. The arbor heart seems gladdened to have new life in her boughs. It is joyous to behold. Fortunate I am that we crossed paths. Perhaps we can journey outside the arbor together again someday.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself.
All is well, thanks to you. Perhaps we can journey outside the arbor together again someday. All is well.
We need not words to show our intentions. The elves may come to trust us if we prove ourselves in deed.
Akayel fil arume fa in Itarond etet. Elda. Alia noon. Where? In Lalasta.
'Tis most exhilarating. Nun lia tilmo.
Jarmen Ransor.
Akarume fa in Itaron. Atella el Dalik Finantai. Nunwe Ondo, Aninke Liavani Albike.
Aleria elelo osto silfa malantha aleka. nomine in fair Avehum.
We must rest. Good morrow, everyone.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
Arisen.
I have you to thank for this. I thank you. I have you. I am glad. Thank you. I thank you.
Salma Arenfen.
Have you any new tidings to share? I need your aid. Will you help me? I thank you.
Very well. I shall return. Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
After you, Arisen.
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
Such quietude is a blessing.
I am very glad. I thank you.
I have no issue. Our adventure continues.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Time to be heading home.
To make hay while the sun shines.
Is everyone interested in my wares? Interested in my wares?
Pleasure doing bit.
Always sets me to think.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Whispering of me
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I inquire as to what's become of the regalia sword? So this is how the sword looked in its glory days of yore. 'Tis splendid to behold. I thought the blade ought to be restored for its history, but seeing it like this, I feel it means something more. Something greater. Pray, give my thanks to the blacksmith who repaired it. 'Tis fine work she has done. Impeccable, I should say. And you, Sir Arisen, you have my sincerest gratitude. You have breathed life anew into one of our kingdom's most sacred treasures. I can imagine no worthier symbol of a sovereign's majesty. I await the day it shall adorn your noble hip with bated breath.
Fine place to collect my
Oh, goodness me.
Naught compares to a real bow.
I do not
Acceptable. We have our... Excellent. We have our sovereign. Acceptable. I do not understand. To think I should find myself hard-pressed. We have our sovereign. Excellent. After all.
I'd soon stay out of the battle, where it's possible. Nor for it, cut my
I heard from Captain Brandt that you plan to make for Batal in order to continue your investigation. As for me, I've been looking into my mother's movements since last we met, and I happened upon this. 'Tis a letter she discarded, only half written. It seems to be addressed to someone called Phaesus. I passed an eye o'er it, though I failed to grasp its meaning, or what compelled her to throw it away. Here, I thought it best that you have it. Mayhap you could glean aught from it that I could not, and if you do, would you be so kind as to share it with me? That is, only if you've the time to spare. I am in no position to make demands, of course.
I only pray my watch finishes without rest of us has his limits.
The sooner my duties are completed, the better.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table.
Anywhere's better than the middle of the crowd.
Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
So stiff afterwards.
I mustn't let the captain see my mince.
Ah, we meet again. Is there aught I can assist you with? What would you have me say, showing me such a letter? Oh, I see. You know of Lord Phaesus, then, very well. I shall share with you what little I know. Lord Phaesus is the director of the Forbidden Magic Research Lab. 'Tis true that I have had dealings with him in the past, but I was ne'er privy to more than that. Even in Batal, few people know of his existence. To a Vermundian such as myself, the man is an enigma. If you would know more, why not visit the lab yourself? Such an errand ought prove simple for the Arisen, no? You must know, I had no intention of killing Lubomir. Think of how insufferably his parents would. Lubomir was the only one bringing their family any money. With him gone, I imagine. Still, I preferred to save myself the bother. The experiment done, and yet, he came to know too much. So I had to dispose of him. Was that your doing? If only you had stayed well enough away. He might still be here now. However hard you press, if you seek more information, why not visit the place yourself? Such an errand ought prove simple for the Arisen, no? What could this mean? I owe you a great debt.
Sir Arisen, I trust that you pray see to it that naught akin.
In the end, I suppose 'twas no less than
I've not got food at all.
Aye, sir.
Got something for me?
What about this place makes me nervous?
Feel eyes on my back, watching me. My legs are stiff as boards after training.
When does my watch end?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
After you, Arisen.
crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
As I understand it, the pay of it...
How do you fare? Say, would you be willing to do me a... favor? Sorry I am to hear it.
There are wood... Tis a relief.
I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Off we go then.
New day, a new perspective.
As they say, no tidings are best.
Hope this job plays out better than the last. Got to sell off what I can while I'm in town.
Interested in my wares?
Pray slow your feet! You run too fast for the likes of me!
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Let one talk. I'm too old. A welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
I cannot afford another night of cavorting.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
Sit and gather one's thoughts. Consarne.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Have you given the matter some more thought, Wilhelmina? I would have no other as my personal courtesan. I want you all to myself. When I imagine you in the arms of another, my heart feels apt to rend itself from my breast.
Allard, pray forgive me, but I think 'twould be best for you to leave. We can discuss this matter another time.
But why? We've only just...
I am attending to a burden that all women must bear. I trust I need not elaborate further. I did not take you for the voyeuristic type. Why don't you come in?
You have my thanks.
Had I not noticed your presence, I might have slain him there and then. 'Tis no jest.
You see, everything I've done these past few years has been leading up to this. I am here. But I cannot simply end his life. Oh no. I must first expose his misdeeds. Only then will I allow myself to grant him the miserable end he deserves. Or so I'd sworn, but I've yet to find a single shred of evidence. Perhaps the time has come to surrender this crusade. You would lend me your aid. But I've done nary a thing to earn it. And recall that I've devoted years of my life to his pursuit, with naught to show for my troubles. If the proof I seek yet exists, 'twill not be so easily uncovered. I suppose there is truly naught I can do. Save deliver him a gruesome demise for all to behold, that is. Still, if you insist upon searching for evidence of his crimes, 3 days. I will give you 3 days to find what you seek. I shall wait patiently, though not with bated breath.
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it's possible.
Glad I am to see you well. I've been wondering how you were getting on. No progress as yet, then. You wish to expose Allard's misdeeds. I know not whether I can assist you in this, friend. But of course, Patrick may know aught that could aid you. Go to his manor come nightfall. If you say you are in my employ, you should be allowed entry with no issue.
I must ask you to leave this place at once.
Minister Allard is a noble, yes? Do we know of anyone privy to the goings-on in the palace?
I cannot say what is best here.
Allard. Long have I borne witness to the man's arrogance.
and long has it infuriated me. I visited his manor once. I recall that he was rather particular about the placement of his paint. Mayhap he's concealed aught behind one. 'Tis just the sort of thing one would expect from a man who places so much stock in appearances. Shall I summon him here? You could make use of his absence to steal into his manor and inspect his art collection. Excellent. I will send word to him presently of some urgent matter that requires his intervention. Once you've seen him depart his manor, make your way inside and stay alert. We may not get a second chance at this.
I shall wait.
Got a good view of the landscape from up here. Mayhap I'll spot something of interest.
Where might I go to spend a few hours?
Welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
I suspect this will suffice as proof. Then I shall remain by your side.
Someone talked about this.
Good day, sir. What might you be?
Peace and quiet. Well, that's one piece of evidence in hand.
The other day? Now, that's not so strange. But guess who I saw riding in it? Poor little Daphne. I doubted my eyes, I did. And rightly so, as it turned out to be a young boy. Gave me a right shock that their faces may match.
Seems we understand each other, you and I.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
You have my fullest confidence. To think that the proprietress of the Myrmecolian was plotting such a thing under normal circumstances. I would not overlook such a clear admission of murderous intent, but this is Allard we speak of. Of all the Queen Regent's sycophants, he possesses the greatest authority. His fall from grace would do much to further our cause. But where to find the evidence we seek? Perhaps the merchants he deals with possess aught that could serve us.
Merchants with connections to Allard will reside in the merchant quarter. Though, they're not likely to divulge their secrets readily.
Some piece of physical evidence would be far less easily refuted than mere testimony, I should think. Interesting. So Allard has been leveraging his position to line his pockets, right under the Queen Regent's nose. I doubt she will be happy to learn of this. Yes, this should be more than enough to disgrace him. However, 'tis not enough for me to condone his assassination. Of course, if your intent is not to kill him, but merely denounce him, then I will gladly assist you however I can. I see. Perhaps that would be best. Enlisting the aid of Regent King Sven may shine light on aught we've overlooked. You have my fullest confidence.
Mayhap. Regent King Sven's assistance would grant... This is a memorandum of Allard. According to this, before attaining his current status, he was in the employ of a merchant, and in order to claim the merchant's property as his own, he murdered the man and his wife, staging it as an accident. It is a grave affair indeed. Should this article prove genuine, I have every faith 'twould be sufficient to condemn him for all time. The deed was monstrous, and yet, considering my position, I am afraid I cannot condone the man's assassination. I know not the path I should follow. What is your intent going forward, Your Majesty? Very well. I would place my faith in you, Your Majesty. However, know that should he be assassinated, I cannot offer you my aid. Now, pray bear the evidence you've discovered to the Myrmecolian. I will do everything in my power to assist you.
So the captain is willing to aid you only if you do not stain your hands in blood. I hope you shan't disappoint him.
That's just what I was thinking. You would gather materials here, Master? Can we really afford to carry more? I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
Find someone to buy me a drink.
So, you've returned. I confess, I thought you might not. I was ready to settle things myself. Well, did you find what you were looking for? Thank you. I can't believe you found this. All that remains is to end that man's life with my own hands. I've no other tasks for you. This partnership of ours has come to a close, unless you intend to see this through till the end. You're a curious one, aren't you? But what's just as curious is that I can't bring myself to refuse you. All right, if you're offering your aid, then I'll gladly accept it. Come with me.
Happy voices carried on.
Allard is in the room to the left. Go in and restrain him for me, would you? Never mind the mask. Consider it a charm of sorts.
At last. It feels like an age has passed since... What is this? Who are you?
Don't let him escape.
Get your hands off me, you fiend! Don't you know who I am? Oh, you hang for this impudence!
Oh, Allard. I've always wanted to see you like this.
That voice... Wilhelmina! But why? Why would you...
Do you still fail to recall? Even with this mask staring you in the face. But I suppose for a man such as you, A little murder, here or there. It's hardly worth remembering.
What mockery is this?
In your youth, you slew 2 individuals. The merchant whom you served, and his wife. They had a child, as I am sure you are aware. A newborn babe who was spirited away by her loyal wet nurse.
You mean to tell me you were their child? But how can this be? Your mother, she was a beastren. Surely her child would be one as well.
A fair assumption. But for better or worse, I didn't take after my mother. Save for in one respect. This is for my mother. And this is for my father. The time has come for all your sins to come to light, Allard.
Mr. Allard, has something happened?
We've been noticed. I suppose a scream that hideous was bound to attract some attention. We can't leave the way we came in. Fortunately, there's a window here. We've been noticed. I suppose a scream that hideous was bound to attract some attention.
I was afraid I might find you here. I cannot believe you would stoop to such... No. This is not the time. You will be able to slip out the rear entrance. Follow me, and quickly.
That was certainly well handled. I suppose I ought not to have expected any less. Pray, visit me at the Myrmecolian tomorrow evening. I'll prepare aught by way of thanks. Till then, be well.
We shall await you here, Master. Very well. I shall return.
I cannot believe it. You killed Allard. You realize this could jeopardize our plans for your ascension. I will do what I can to obscure your involvement in this matter. However, bear in mind that you may have to shoulder the burden of your own heedlessness in future.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
We ought to put it to good use.
Vermund and Batal are by no means allied nations, nor seem to miss.
Interested in my wares?
As soon as my shift's done, I'll
The
walk to
rules
the
at
tavern.
Lord
No respect for these
Will someone do aught about this?
Too quiet here for my liking.
I pray naught goes amiss. Another headache.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Thank you. I finally achieved my purpose here, and I owe it all to you. 'Twould seem the residents of the palace have chosen to treat Allard's untimely passing as an accident. I imagine they deemed it safer not to make a fuss of the incident after perusing the evidence you uncovered for me. Shrewd as a den of foxes. I'll give them that. I truly cannot thank you enough. But I want to try. Just this once, I'll give you something special. I'll grant unto you the sweetest of dreams. I know not what I would do without you. You have my thanks, but 'tis time to say farewell for now. Just know that my bordlery will e'er be your haven, should you have need of it.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
I'm nodding off where I stand.
Minute now. No sense getting lost.
I have no issue. A good sleep does wonders.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust.
In the meantime, I shall endeavor to procure information.
Interested in my wares? Fancy a look at my wares?
How can I get what shall I do?
The sight of yon ox cart has brought all my fatigue to the fore. Shall we climb up this ox?
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
We've arrived well enough. Where to next?
Yes, yes, of course. Mayhap 'tis beyond your ken. This world is a cycle. 'Tis endless. Yet, such the real world. Is there a way to try? What I will say, you doubt your ear. No one believes a word. Ah, but you... Yes. What am I supposed to do about...
This place makes my hair stand on end. I hope I've not left aught undone.
It's high time I made for home.
Well met, son.
Seems my humming would be welcome.
Must have taken a wrong turn. It's been a hard day.
Should I trace life to its source, what might I find?
Couldn't tell you how, but the seas change.
Where to now?
There's comfort in the humdrum of
Welcome to browse my wares.
Must have taken a wrong...
For bread and board, you'll find none better. Glad to be of service.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
It's been a hard day.
It's a delightful breeze.
Oh, these three.
Am I shedding? Perhaps I ought to learn a new skill.
Sometime he was tall, I tell you. Whether we speak the same, they're said to be an elven village someplace deep in the mountains. But I can't imagine they'd welcome visitors.
'Twas a strange... Woe to the gainsayers! Most gracious. Those who call me a... Of course. Most gracious. Those who call... Much obliged. Believe it or not, such... What did I tell you? Those who... Oh, no. Oh, that's right. I was telling you about the Gigantus. Until you went off somewhere. Humph. Young people are so impatient. Now, listen well. The Gigantus is an earthen structure that hearkens to the voice of the sea, for 'tis a servant of the brine. Just as the Arisen commands the pawns, so too does the sea's peril compel the Gigantus. Supposedly, the brine have their colossal servant monitor the dragon to ensure that it commits no acts of excess. As for what the brine deem an act of excess, I could not tell you. Some would argue that 'tis the hand of excess what brings the cup of fine ale to our lips time and time again. But what of it? Those unbidden sips of ale are what keep the throat from growing parched. Without them, life would be a dull affair indeed. That brings me back to what I was saying about the... what was I talking about again? Ah, of course. The Gigantus. 'Tis formed of clay, and tall enough to graze its brow upon the very clouds. What's more, 'tis said its lofty gaze watches o'er the world even now. And should it be stirred to life by the voice of the sea, mayhap 'twould do aught to put that dragon in its place. You do not believe, but I assure you 'tis no less than the truth. I've beheld it all with my own eyes. No one believes a word I say. Much obliged. 'Twas a strange time. Most gracious of you. Those who call me a madman. In all my years. Oh, that's right. Woe to the gainsayers! No one believes. In all my years. Believe it or not, such is the truth. Why must I explain? Brings a smile to my face. 'Twas his most great. That's right. I would... Most gracious of you. Spare me talk of sovereigns and lend me your ear. Some time ago now, the sea itself dried up. Most great. Spare me talk...
Gamers. Assemble.